Right, welcome to your Thursday. Weather looks pretty good today, and right through the weekend, we're going to have numbers that hit into the low 90s in the warmest spots. Certainly, winds are still pretty breezy, and if you are a hay fever sufferer, ouch, man, the hay fever is nasty right now. Tree pollens are high, and the grasses and weeds are coming on. So it's been a rough week for that, and it will continue to be kind of rough the next couple of days. Bear, Northern California, a place called McLeod. Bumped into this guy when I was driving into the river to go. I was going fly fishing. This is a good time of year to fly fish just because the rivers are full and the trout are doing what they do and the bugs are happening. But beyond that, I'm driving in and pretty far, if you've ever been up there, you know it's pretty removed and Northeast California, kind of a deal. And I bump into this guy and he's just sitting there and he's not bothered by me. I'm not bothered by him. We just kind of having a nice little talk. I sat with him for like 15, 20 minutes. I didn't sit with him, but I just like, okay, how often do you get to hang out with a bear that's not aggressive and not being a problem? So got some pictures I'll show you, and this is one, but it was funny because I was like, oh, this is awesome, man. I'm like wildlife photographer. Maybe this is my calling because the bear is like, stand on its hind legs, throwing balls, just whatever I needed the bear to do, the bear would do. Not really, but you know what I mean? It was good bear energy. And so I get down, after this encounter, maybe 30 minutes, I'm driving down the road, bumping into a couple of rangers and they laughed at me. I go, what? Because I was worried the bear was sick. I go, is the bear okay? Because he was out during the day and he was kind of hanging out and he didn't seem bothered by me. And they go, no, his deal is he's figured out people and he loves getting his picture taken. People must be feeding him. And so the bear and you can see in his eyes, if you look in his eyes, you can see a little bit of, I kind of fooled you, old man. But I got a kick out of that only because they got claws, man. That's big bear claws. And plus, the other thing with animals, I have super good animal luck. It's weird. Like I really do. Like if there's a white shark around, I'll see it. If there's a mountain lion around, I'll see it. And all of the above. I've seen a lot of, there's not many things I haven't seen. And a lot of rattlesnakes too. But anyway, there's the bear claw. And then there is the bear. And this was funny because this was at the end of the little encounter. The bear's like, I'm done, dude. I'm like, so you're not feeding me. This is going nowhere. Kind of just going next car, please. So bear encounter, just to start off the weather, just because we can. This is Ocean Beach right now, which is maybe not you right now, you're right now. But this is unusual in that the winds are blowing north-northeast. You kind of see the texture on the water. It's got a little more north in it right now than it did. And it got good, like for about an hour ago, it looked pretty good. You can kind of see when the wind blows offshore, it holds the waves up. It looks like we got a little bit of a wind shift right now, actually. Let's check this out, won't it? Let's see what the winds are doing. Yeah, a little bit. Still northeast, 4 to 6 foot. Looks like the wind shifted a little bit, right? Earlier, it wasn't textured like this. Let's take a look at this shot. Oh, there it is. See a lot less texture here. This is towards the middle of the beach or southerly end of the beach. And you can see what happens when the wind blows. It hits the wave. See that wave feathering? And then it holds it up. So you want offshore winds. And what's going to happen here in the next few hours, winds are going to start coming onshore. Fog will follow that. And then that feedback loop of onshore winds and fog will begin in earnest right through the weekend. Tomorrow's going to be another warm day, but I think that fog comes in by tomorrow morning, certainly. But a beautiful day out at the beach. If you are heading to the beach for Mother's Day, should be nice. Just be careful of, there's going to be a little bit of fog for Mother's Day, but just be careful of rip currents and things like that. I always say that. Okay, so here's Mount Shasta. Here's Mount Lassen. So you're going to orientate yourself. Here's the Bay Area. And there's all that snow in the mountains. And you can see there's really no fog along the coast. And the piece that you can pick out here is, let's see if I can do this without causing too much trouble. This area here, down in here, that's the marine layer. And so what's going to happen is the winds have been blowing offshore. And so they push that fog away. See how it's kind of pushed out and it's all clear? Well, when those winds shift, which they're getting ready to, they'll start coming in from the south. It's kind of a southerly surge. And that cloud cover will begin to move closer to the coast. So if you're with me tonight on Channel 2, you're going to see that probably in the wind shift. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Talking about the winds the other day, a couple of days ago, we were talking about how surface winds, and these are just a surface map, blow across the isobars, right? And so that's why the winds have been north, northeast. And you notice how tightly wrapped those isobars are. So is there a bunch of wind? There's pretty good wind up here too, but the winds are blowing this way, right? So it's more northwesterly. But over us, we have this northeast wind, and that's why temperatures warmed up pretty pretty nicely. And then up here, that's not much of a pressure gradient, is it? Because it's the pressure, the millibars are pretty far apart. So when they get close together like this, when they stack up, that's when you get wind. That's why we had the wind advisory. That is pretty much done right now in terms of concerns for winds, although it is breezy out there. Here are the 5-day numbers as you go through time. Mother's Day is going to be awesome. Beautiful day, but foggy at the coast. We don't have any rain in the immediate forecast. We're continuing forward with this sort of warm pattern, but I think the big story would be, obviously the fog comes back tomorrow, but I think the big story is going to be hay fever stuff because it's bad. Like the tree pollens, especially with these north winds, which will let up a little bit, but they've been blowing. So there's a lot of stuff in the atmosphere. So if you're bothered by hay fever or what have you, it's most likely the tree pollens, and grasses and weeds are coming on. All right. I'll see you tonight at 5, 6, 10, and 11.